Tune out the world with White Noise Wednesdays. Listen to relaxing background noise recordings and clear your mind of anxiety and negative energy. New episode every Wednesday and available wherever you listen to podcasts. Listen to White Noise Wednesdays today.
Hey everyone, I thought I would do kind of a different episode and do kind of a recap of my own personal healing journey, especially over the past year. I was meaning to do this kind of last month because it's been a while since I put out an episode. But it's still kind of the start of the new year, so yeah. Just to recap, I don't try and make this podcast mostly about myself. That's why I have guests on. That's why I try and guest on other stuff. But it is a lot of the experiences. What I've learned is from my own healing journey, and I hope that this will help others, maybe inspire, motivate others, and kind of give some background on what I'm working with. So there's been a number of things that I've been working on. I've changed naturopaths or doctors a few times, and I started doing kind of more self-care stuff such as acupuncture, massage, and chiropractic as much as I can. Typically about once or twice a month with acupuncture, about a few times a week or a few times a month with chiropractic, and the massage about once a month or so. So with my previous naturopath and now my current one, things have kind of changed and stuff that I'm focused on work on. So for the most part, I don't think Epstein-Barr, Lyme, or co-infections, which I don't know if I've touched on, is an issue for me. I do think they are relatively common and they can contribute to a lot of stuff. It seems to be, at least for a while, that kind of my iron levels and ferritin levels were kind of low. That seems to have been corrected. I was working on raising my testosterone, but that was the exogenous kind of testosterone or synthetic. It makes your kind of red blood cells elevate and other stuff, and it raises your hematocrit, and it can raise your small chance of stroke and heart attack and stuff like that. So I backed that off that, and I'm trying either with HCG or a peptide called gonadorelin. And I'm also doing some other stuff to help correct that. It seems to be, aside from that, from methylation issues, which I kind of treat mostly with some supplements and stuff. I may try and do some other supplements because I have been still having kind of issues in episodes, typically more so at work with brain fog and fatigue. Those are still two of my main symptoms and issues that I still have. Is that it could be a combination of dehydration, gut issues, but also low in BH4, which I know from due to, I think it's A1298 methylation SNP, which if you have looked into or might want to look into, with Amy Yasko and Dr. Ben Lynch, and you can get testing. At least what I did was I did 23andMe, and then I got it further analyzed. There's some free kind of analysis that will run through your raw data and put out what SNPs you have, but also some other ones. So aside from that, I'm still working on kind of gut issues as well as my TMJ or TMJD. My gut issues, it seems to be kind of intestinal dysbiosis, possibly SIBO. I have had a gut test to determine kind of like the imbalance or balance of like my bacteria, and there are some pathogenic or kind of imbalance of some that are either potentially harmful or are harmful. And with my kind of ongoing gut issues, I think that's still ongoing, along with possibly SIBO, but that would require kind of a hydrogen test and other stuff. So I'm trying to go as much as I can more paleo to kind of lower the amount of fiber, or at least prebiotic fiber that could cause issues, as well as other starches and carbohydrates that could feed the SIBO, is also intestinal. I have been off and on some antibiotics and antifungals to kind of treat that, and also taking and trying out different probiotics. I've been trying some low histamine or histamine-free probiotics because I think those are especially helpful, because some people have kind of intolerance or sensitivity to histamine. I think this may affect me some, but I don't know if it's a huge issue, and it can cause a flare up of brain fog and stuff. I do think you can build up a tolerance to this and work on it and help with it, but it takes time. So I've been trying that. Something that my naturopath has suggested. Some things I think histamine probiotic or something like that from Seeking Health. There's only like 2 or 3 probiotics that I know of that won't create, I believe it's D-lactic acid, and affect histamine levels. And so I'm trying this third one out, which I haven't really tried. There's another one that I've tried. The 2 other ones are super expensive. They're like, one is 60 and one is 100. I think if you can afford it. I am trying like kind of higher doses and kind of a variety of different probiotics, because I think that might benefit me, because I think an imbalance and kind of repopulating the good ones will help. And it will help with neurotransmitters and methylation and overall health. The TMJD is a bit more complex, because I know a fair amount of exercises and stretches, and even like some self-massage and stuff of like pressure points and things to like kind of help strengthen the jaw, and those help. But I think the core issue is correcting kind of the structural imbalances. And I believe I've gone to 3 different specialists for TMJD. One was just to get a kind of Invisalign and realign my teeth, which is something I would like to do, not only for aesthetics and looks, but also I believe it might help with the TMJD. I went to a TMJ specialist, which the first 2 were kind of a bit spendy or expensive. I still would like to do both of them, and that is more of a dentist that specializes and uses a custom bite mold and does certain exercises, and I think he uses a TENS machine to help relax the muscles, and also does like I believe a scan, I want to say a cone beam scan, to see if there's anything structurally wrong or with the neck or anything like that. And the third one that I went to recently, which is probably what I'm going to do because it's the cheapest one possible or so far, is upper cervical chiropractic. And there's 2 kind of main branches of upper cervical chiropractic. And this is something I learned kind of from my own, but also from kind of I believe Josh Mason or Detox Dudes. He talks about it, and there's, I believe it's called Nuka, and there's also Blair, and they kind of go about it differently. I don't know if one is really better than the other. One uses kind of like machines to kind of correct. The other one uses like manual adjustments. And I do think chiropractic, just a regular chiropractor, is helpful for the rest of the spine, but for adjusting kind of the C1 and C2, it's really tricky. I have been doing with my naturopath kind of suboccipital release, and I might get a tool at home for it. You can get like a kind of a tool like on Amazon for cheap, and you can just lay on it and it will adjust, and it will kind of help at least the tension and kind of the back of your neck, which also contributes to headaches and migraines. But also my naturopath does it, can do some suboccipital release. And yeah, so that's that's pretty much what I've been doing. I'm trying to think of what else I've been trying to do. Aside from that, I've been trying to I've been using minimalist shoes to kind of help with not only with my weightlifting, but also with kind of develop strength in my feet and my legs, especially for work, because that's been affecting me some. But yeah, I am probably going to do the upper cervical when I can, because I think that will help with the TMJ, and then pursue these other options. I also may go to an alternative or biological dentist eventually, just because they can do a cone beam scan and see if there's any cavitations or problems, which might also be contributing to my TMJ, but also other issues, because a lot of times when there's a root canal or there's some teeth extractions or like wisdom teeth removal, is often they can get kind of it's like an infection, but it's like kind of hidden because it's not. You have to go about it. You have to kind of disinfect and remove like a certain amount of I want to say material because I'm not a dentist, that it causes an infection, and your body can't really detect it. But your a lot of energy meridians are on where your teeth and your jaw are at, so that can really affect your whole body and stuff. And that's also even like the C1 and C2, correcting that can affect you mentally as well too. So yeah, aside from that, I am probably going to try out some peptides. That's probably the option I'm taking to help with my testosterone and see if that will help. I know some supplements and stuff. Diet wise, I'm trying to do everything I can as well too. I'm taking a few other things as well. There's I believe fenugreek, zinc, boron are good for testosterone, raising it naturally, as well as getting a lot of good like saturated fats, such as like from grass-fed butter, coconut oil, avocados, from like eggs, like grass-fed meats and stuff like that. But also, zinc is important. I believe I already mentioned that though. And there's a number of different herbs and stuff I want to try, and maybe some other peptides. But I haven't really used many peptides, and the ones I have used, I haven't seen much benefit of. I've taken a nasal one kind of with, it was a nasal kind of inhaler of sorts, and there was, I think, oh yeah, no, that was the only one that I've tried. That it was a combination of TB 500 and I believe BPC 157. It's a Wolverine spray. That's how it's advertised, because I use it mainly for kind of like kind of health regenerative properties, but also pain and inflammation. I was trying to see if that would help with my TMJ. I've known some people that have actually tried to inject it into the joint. I did read, and this was a while ago, I was going to do a review on it and also read up on it again, but Tony Robbins' latest book actually talks about peptides and advocates that if you can, go to someone that's like trained in this therapy and like a clinic. Those tend to be a bit spendy. And peptides, I want to say, are relatively safe compared to, say, if you're taking SARMs or just some kind of synthetic testosterone. I'm not saying they're completely safe. There's always risks involved, especially with taking peptides. And it is a bit involved because there are some nasal sprays and other ways you can take them. You can take them orally, like in a supplement form. But a lot of them you need to like inject, and you have to typically mix or kind of dilute with bacteriostatic water, because it comes in kind of a powder granular kind of form in its own vial, and then mix them and stuff like that. So it's a bit involved. So aside from that, I'm also trying to meditate, do Tai Chi, do yoga, Qigong, do like vagal toning exercises, do breath work and meditation, because I think that's always beneficial, especially kind of for, I want to say mental, but emotional health, but also spiritual health. It's just a kind of a good practice. And also, I'm still doing mostly just microdosing now with psilocybin, because I find some benefit from it, mostly mentally, but also I believe it's helping a bit with my brain fog and cognitive impairment. And I've been dabbling in some other plant medicine as well too, but not much and not at a great level. But I will probably be doing that again soon. Most of the time it's either by myself or with someone that I trust. I have done it in a group setting and with a practitioner. I would advise if you're kind of new to it, it would be helpful to either get someone that kind of sit with you or kind of be with you, or get like kind of a practitioner, like either a shaman or someone that's a counselor that's familiar with it or something like that can kind of guide you through it and stuff like that. But anyways, aside from that, there's not much really else to say. I'm still kind of trying a lot and doing different things, doing all kinds of different things. And I'm going to try to be more active and proactive with my podcast, especially with at least putting out one a month. I think it's been 2 months at this time about so it hasn't quite been every month, but a lot of stuff has just been coming up lately. So anyways, I hope you're all well. If anyone needs help with their health or wants to collaborate, whether that means you want to be on my show, if you want to be on, if you want me as a guest, or if you want, some help with your health, I'm very reasonable, and I can, work with you like within your budget, and also, I can see if it's a good fit maybe. But I am, do offer some health coaching stuff. It's not super spendy though. I'm affordable, at least for now. But yeah, I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone had good holidays. And please like, share, review my podcast on all its forms. I believe I'm on Apple, Google Podcasts, I believe Amazon, I know Spotify. It really helps if people like, share, comment, review, and stuff like that. And feel free to email me about, other stuff too. Comments, stuff you'd like to see on a podcast. Preferably nothing negative unless you really feel obligated to. But yeah, I'll see you all later. And yeah, I hope everyone is, doing well on their healing journey as well too. Bye.